Welcome back, everybody. If you're new, my name's Nicholas, and this is Investing Against the Grain. Pretty wild day today in the markets, especially when it comes to Tesla. Today we saw a much needed rebound, much relief rebound with Tesla stock. Take a look at this. Here we can see, obviously, Tesla. This is the 1 minute chart, and you can see what happened today. We opened up. If you saw during the pre-market, it didn't look like much was going to happen. It looked like we were just going to hover around $800, and it was just going to dip down just like the rest of the market did. But instead, no. The second the market opened, we just started to see Tesla rip up higher and higher. We reached a high of 876, almost 877 for the day. And then we closed at about, 871. And here you can see, aftermarket, we're still holding that. So pretty good day for Tesla. Let's look at this from a different perspective, though, because I think one day doesn't really tell us a lot. But when we look at it from a year-long perspective, it helps us out. So I'm going to pull this out to a 1 year chart. And this is what is very notable for Tesla. So take a look at this. You see this yellow-orange looking line right here? This is the 200-day moving average. Historically, it's really respected this line for support. But so let's take a look at this now. We're going to zoom in. And this was today's candle. You can see it right here. This big green candle. And this is honestly the third green candle that we've had. But this is finishing above the 200-day moving average, not by a little bit, by a good amount. And you can see there's a little wick up here, which means that we closed off towards the high of the day. So that's a very bullish sign. But what happened? Why did this happen? Especially when there's so much disarray in the market. Well, let's talk about it. On Sunday, we got breaking news by Sawyer Merritt and a few other people. I don't know who came out with this first, but there was a few people. And the breaking news said, according to German news site, and I'm going to butcher this, so apologies, Der Tagesspiegel, this is my best attempt, approval for a Texas Giga Berlin factory should be granted on Thursday or Friday of the upcoming week. A grand opening ceremony is already being planned. Tesla and officials met a few days ago. All right, so this is a pretty big deal, and I think this is fair to say this is probably a big part of the momentum behind the stock today, was this announcement about Giga Berlin. Now, it seems like this is more credible, more official than what we've seen before. It seems like their police are already on notice for people coming, and apparently there's going to be a delivery event as well at this grand opening party at Berlin for people who are receiving the Model Ys out of Giga Berlin. So it seems like there's a lot of coordination going around this. So this gives a lot of validity to the fact that this may be real. Now, what's interesting, though, that I'm still confused about, and maybe some of you can inform me if you know, but I was under the impression that once Tesla Giga Berlin gets their official production approvals, it still takes about a month before they have clearance to actually sell the vehicles. I don't know if I misread that somewhere or if that's a real thing. So that kind of contradicts with the idea of people taking delivery at the site during this time. But maybe that was just something I'm thinking about from back in January. So maybe what I'm saying is really nothing, and everything is good to go. But this is exciting. If this is true, Thursday or Friday, this is huge news, because think about this. Thursday or Friday, they have the grand opening, so first week of March. And then first week of April, Giga Austin opens. All right, so that's it. We're done. All these are online. And then guess what's happening right behind that? Well, apparently, Shanghai Tesla factory, Giga factory number 2 is already planned and underway. So this is a big deal, right? This is a very big deal. I mean, Tesla is just scaling out like crazy, right? The moment we've been waiting for so long seems to be at the precipice, right? Seems to be at our door. It's about to happen. And so now what we're probably going to see is a lot of analysts start upgrading all of their predictions for Tesla deliveries this year. Right now, I think on average, it's about 1.2, 1.3 million vehicles. As we know, listening from Zach, right? Zach said that, just with Shanghai and Fremont, they'd be able to hit those numbers alone. And so now we're going to have Berlin and Austin coming online. This is going to be a big deal. And keep in mind that I don't know so much about Austin. Austin seems to be a little bit more of a mystery for a lot of us, but we know Berlin's been pumping out cars left and right. So I think Berlin might ramp a lot faster than what we may think. I think Berlin maybe, because if you think about when Shanghai opened, and if you looked at what they did in their first year, I think their first year they put out about 150,000 vehicles. but they didn't have all these delays where people were training and taking time and working on the lines and putting out more and more test vehicles. Whereas Berlin, they've had that time. So what does that mean from a ramping perspective? Does that mean that they can ramp on month 1 as if for Shanghai it would have been month 3? Who knows? We'll find out. It's hard to compete with China in general with their production, their efficiency. I mean, that's going to be really hard to compete with. But apparently, Giga Texas is supposed to be state of the art, the latest and greatest technology, the most efficiency. It's going to have a front and rear casting, structural pack. Very exciting times. We should know Thursday or Friday if this is the real deal or not. So just a couple days away, and I've never wanted a Thursday or Friday to come so bad just to know if this is real or if it's not. But I'm really optimistic, and I'm trying to contain my excitement, but it's hard. I mean, because it just seems like it's about damn time, right? I'm sure we've all been feeling this way, and I'm sure the stock market reacting feels the same way. And hopefully this means that we can use this. I mean, Thursday and Friday, maybe the actual announcement can buoy the stock even more. Maybe we get back into the 900s. And maybe between Austin, I mean, so here's what's really notable, okay? Keep in mind, amidst all the drama that's going on, all the conflict, all the macro environment, you got Russia, Ukraine, you've got the Fed pondering what they're going to do, right? There's a lot of chaos, supply chains, chip shortages, all that. Despite all that, put that to the side. I feel like all of that's baked into the stock price at this point. I feel like all of it's baked. I mean, I said this a few videos ago, and I told you I never, ever call anything from the market or try to predict anything, but it was the one time I did, and I said, I think we bottomed. And I said, I think we bottomed when we hit 695. Now, knock on wood here, I hope that's true. But it seems like a lot of this, fear has been baked into the stock price by now. And so if we have Berlin set to open in a couple days, right? I was going to say this weekend, but really, no, not even, in about 2-3 days from now. If that happens, and then we have Giga Austin opening up, and then we have, even before Giga Austin, we'll get delivery numbers for February from Giga Shanghai. That's a big deal. And then at the very beginning of April, before Giga Shanghai or before Giga Austin opens, the grand opening party, we're going to have the Q1 total delivery numbers. That will be a big deal, especially for Wall Street to try to go ahead and model everything out. We'll do our model, of course, like we do every quarter, but these are all big deals, right? These are all big catalysts that could come in for Tesla. And then you add in Q1 earnings. I think people are really underestimating what this is going to mean. Not just the fact that it's going to be good numbers and all that, right? We expect good numbers, but Zach controlling the narrative. I think Zach controlling the narrative is what Wall Street wants. It's what all these portfolio managers want. It's what all of these analysts want. They want to see Zach control the narrative, answer the questions the way they want to be answered. Don't talk about future products. Talk about what you currently have. Talk about all the demand you have. Talk about 50% year over year. And I think just that alone will create a solid foundation for the stock. I truly believe that. I think a lot of this rests in Zach's hands, and it's all about delivering what they want to hear. It's sad. It's not the way I would want things to be. I love having Elon on there, but the truth is, when Elon speaks, the market doesn't always like what he says. So it is what it is. It's part of investing with Tesla. We all know this, but maybe this just means that we should have Elon not on the earnings calls, but maybe Elon does other calls instead. Right? I mean, we as fans, we want to hear it at least. All right, to wrap this up, I want to take it back to Ukraine and Russia. I've been keeping you guys updated with a very close friend of mine, and him and his wife are both from the Ukraine. And I told you that they were working on getting her mother and her little sister out of the Ukraine, right? First, they went from eastern Ukraine, had to get them all the way to the west side of Ukraine. Well, now they're officially in Poland. They also were finally able to get her grandmother out of Ukraine. So that's a great accomplishment as well. So I'm very happy for them. Now, with that said, it's still horrible what's happening over there. There's just a lot of conflict that we don't need to have. But, I thought over the weekend that there was it makes you feel good that you're invested in a company like Tesla, who's run by a CEO like Elon Musk. When you see things like this, I'm sure you guys have seen some of this already, but over the weekend we saw this tweet saying, at Elon Musk, while you try to colonize Mars, Russia tried to occupy Ukraine. While your rockets successfully land from space, Russian rockets attack Ukraine's civil people. We ask you to provide Ukraine with Starlink stations and to address sane Russians to stand. Elon replied almost immediately, based on what I remember. But Elon responds saying, Starlink service is now active in Ukraine, more terminals en route. Like, that's amazing. This is who the CEO is of your company. I talk a lot about what to look for whenever you invest into companies. And one of the things I truly believe you need to pay attention to are the leaders of the company, the CEO, the lead engineers, because that tells you where the company's going. It tells you if you have somebody who's just there for 5 years and then take their golden parachute to the next company, to the next company, to the next company. I'm sure you've all seen this. I'm sure you've all worked for companies like that. Working in the software world, I see it a lot. It happens a lot. Elon Musk is not that person. Elon Musk is a person that doesn't care about things like that. He's trying to do better. He's trying to do things from a humanity perspective. And this just once again goes to show you. And now I was sitting there last night thinking, I wonder what the status is with this, right? How are they going to get all the antennas to people? Like, what's going on with that? And sure enough, today, right as I'm wondering about that, look at this. Starlink. Here, thanks at Elon Musk, a truck full of the Starlink antennas. So this is just absolutely amazing. And then I saw this tweet as well here. Check this out. Success. SpaceX Starlink is working in Kiev, Ukraine. The dishy was placed just outside my window, even without adjustments. Thanks, SpaceX team, for your support. And look at these speeds. These are excellent speeds, right? This is broadband right here. And again, this is coming from satellite internet. If you've never used satellite internet, I'm telling you right now, it sucks. It's awful. It's laggy. You can't do anything with video on it. It's just not great. But Starlink, it's Elon Musk, right? I mean, what do you expect? Of course, when they do something, it's not going to suck. It's going to be better than what's out there. So this is just amazing. I mean, this has to make you feel good and happy about the leaders, the companies you're invested in, and if nothing else, it's got to give you hope that the richest person in the world is doing good things like this, right? Transparent good things, not things to just like kind of seem good, right? You see a lot of people put money towards philanthropy initiatives, or they give to this or give to that, and it just sometimes it seems like it's kind of just a smoke and mirrors kind of show, but not with Elon. Elon Musk is the real deal. He's not just another billionaire. He's Iron Man, right? All right. Well, we're going to leave it there for today. Do me a favor. If you like this content, if you want to help us get more of this out to other people, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. I love you all. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.